Should we watch it?
At that time, loved the call.
Oh, it's one of those.
At that time, that's if you notice when I call it, I like pause. I was like, I'm gonna be a little dramatic with this.
Don't you hate those? Like whenever you like love like in the moment, you're like, oh, that's a good call, and then you watch it on video, and you're like,
man.
Yeah, well, the video don't lie, man. Yeah, this is why officials should watch game film.
Yeah, I mean, only if you could officiate the game in slow motion and be able to be like, hey, hold on, fellas. Let me go to the monitor. Never mind. My bad.
You're listening to Rule the Court, the podcast, where basketball officials talk shop, swap stories, and bring a little clarity to the chaos.
14, hold.
So I think to thrive in this, you really have to become a leader.
Hosted by Brandon Porter and Caleb Smith, let's blow the whistle and get this thing started.
Welcome back to Rule the Court podcast. That's Caleb. Hey, Caleb.
What's up?
I'm Brandon, or BP. I think I'll be called BP today.
Or Bo.
I think BP is going to get thrown around a lot today.
BP?
Yeah. Anyway, welcome back to Rule the Court, y'all. We are excited to have you. We have a pretty cool guest on today, actually.
From San Antonio.
And everywhere else
Used
in the world.
Used to be Abilene.
And Bosnia. And all over the entire world.
Military guy?
Yeah, military guy.
Hey, but before we jump in, obviously we always want to shout out Corey James. If you need insurance, Corey James is your guy. State Farm. He looks like Jake, but not really. He looks a little bit better.
Yeah, I think he's
better.
Well built.
Better. Corey James is your guy. He supports the show. He's our presenting sponsor here, and we can't thank him enough. Called many a games with Corey too.
At least one.
At least one. Anyway, you want to introduce our next guest?
We have a guest. He's sitting right here. This is Mr. Dino Beharic.
That's right.
He been reffing, what, 5 years?
This is my 5th year now.
Be your 5th year, so still pretty new. What else?
Good looking.
I'm pretty sure Dino started reffing my very first year as president of the Abilene basketball.
I'm actually glad you brought that up because
here we go. We started early. Here we go.
I remember when I first got selected to come up here, I always wanted to call basketball, but as you know, I was a drill sergeant for the Air Force in San Antonio before. That job is consuming, it's busy, so I never had the time. So when I came up here, I was like, man, my love for basketball is still there, but I don't really want to play like that anymore. I'm getting older. The knees just ain't working like they used to.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to get in the officiating because I wanted to stay close to the game of basketball. And I remember just Googling basketball refereeing in Abilene, and the Abilene basketball chapter link showed up, and I went on and I signed up, and I didn't hear nothing from nobody. This was like May, June 2021. I'm like, man, I ain't hear nothing from nobody.
Shout out to the Abilene basketball chapter.
Yeah. Finally, like around August, I want to say early September, I got an email. Hey, welcome to the Abilene basketball chapter. Thanks for your interest. Come out. At this point, I'm like, man, I'm not going out there. This organization, I done emailed them about 4 times. Nobody was responding, But I was like, it's off season. I know a lot of folks, basketball season is usually pretty busy. I know folks enjoying their summer. So I went that day, I got that email. I went to Academy, bought me a whistle, and I showed up. And I remember the first person that I saw was Caleb.
Really?
And I was
like, who sent you the email? Was it me?
I don't remember. I probably have it in my email still because I save all my basketball emails. It was probably Dan. And I remember showing up, and we were at the old Wiley, the small gym. And I remember just sitting there, and all those guys showed up, like yourself, Winky, and Chris Cardenas, and all those folks. And I'm like, man, these guys look like the officials that officiated my games when I played.
in a good way or bad? Is that a good thing?
These old heads showed up.
And then the way they're talking, to me, for some reason, y'all looked like basketball officiating giants. You know what I mean? And then the moment I got into it, we started learning and going through the rookie training and everything. I was like, man, these are just regular dudes, man.
and then he realized, these aren't anybody to look up.
I showed up like, being military, like when you show up early, you come like confident, you walk in there like you want to be a presence because that's just how you're built. That's how you're trained. That's how you're thought. You're coming in ready to learn. ready to work. So I showed up, chest out, you know what I mean? Shoulders up high, like, all right, let's do this thing. And I remember my first game, I was nervous. But old Rick Miller, man, came in there, taught me a lot that day at old Craig Middle School down the road from here. He told me straight up, like, man, if you want to do this, you take this seriously, you'll go a long way. And then from that point on, from that game, that's all I did was call Dan, the assigner, like, hey, I need another game. And he's like, you got it, buddy.
Yeah, for real. That's how you get games as a first year, though.
Yeah. And that's probably one of the biggest things that I can take away is, like repetition is something that you need. I mean, I take basketball officiating like I do when I played. If I wanted to get a jump shot, I went in the gym and I shot the ball. If you want to learn how to officiate basketball and grow your confidence and grow your game as an official, you got to go out there and get reps on the court. That's simple.
Well, I remember I immediately knew. So it was either my first or second year. If Dan was reaching out to you, it was my second year.
Yeah.
If Rick was reaching out to you, it was my first year. That's why I was asking.
Yeah.
But I remember you being one of the top rookies, whatever year that was.
Rookie of the year.
Yeah,
no big deal.
You were.
I got the plaque still, no big deal.
And I remember early in the year going to a game in Anson, Texas, about 20 miles from Abilene.
Yeah.
And you had the JV games and working 2-man.
I think you went to overtime.
I don't remember exactly, but I just remember watching you on the court and I was thinking, this guy, he's got some presence.
Yeah.
He's tall. He's got the look. He's played basketball. If we could just get rid of his glasses. This is all I was thinking. Man, all he has to do is get rid of his glasses.
Right.
And here we are.
Still wearing them.
And you know what? Don't get rid of the glasses,
doesn't
man.
matter.
That's who you are.
And
But
the funny part about that is I remember that game and I remember they were playing Stanford. And this is where Stanford went on that run. The girls went on that run to state. And I remember vividly because in that game, the JV game was taking so long. We were holding up the varsity game. The gym was full because everybody showed up for the varsity game. And our game was still like fourth quarter was about to start. And I remember you were there and I remember y'all looking through that glass. And I just remember coach from Stanford leaning over to the JV coach. He's like, hey man, y'all need to speed this up and get this game over with. My girls are ready to play. Like, you know what I mean? Getting warmed up, ready to go. Hurry up. And then the game goes into overtime. We had a last second play drawn up, which the kid, they had maybe like 4 seconds on the clock. The coach draws up a great play. The kid cuts back door, catches an alley-oop, lays it up. I think Stanford wins that game. And I remember coming off the court. Now we got a little extra time now because now the girls got to get warmed up again. And I remember you talking to me and you're like, man, you got to stick with this. Like, you're going to be all right. And I think that's one of the reasons why I kind of stuck around calling basketball, because just the support was there all the way through. And I knew no matter what, like as much as feedback as I got of the things I was doing wrong, I also got the same amount of feedback, if not more, of the things I was doing right. And I'm like, man, I don't feel like I'm even officiating basketball. I feel like I'm part of something fun. I'm part of a brotherhood, sisterhood, where it's just great. And it just felt great to be around basketball again at that capacity, to be on somebody's gym instead of just at the park playing pickup. You know what I mean?
And now I've got a couple more games that really come to my mind whenever I think about Dino.
Yeah.
But now you're in San Antonio. You've left us, man.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, that's why last year was so bittersweet. Every game felt kind of like my last. And I was lucky that my last couple of games were in the playoffs and it was with you too. And then we had that big game down in San Marcos. Like, it was just great, man. And walking off that court, it was truly one of those moments where I was like, man, I wish I had 5 more minutes.
Your last game day was the best basketball day I've ever lived.
It was.
Because we had my game at 11. So y'all drove all the way down to San Antonio to watch me ref. And then we watched Jim Ned, which we interviewed Coach Cooley and talked to him about that game.
Yeah.
And then I drove with y'all and watched y'all's state regional final. It would have been state semi, whatever it was. Anyway, then I watched that, and that was the best game of the day.
It was probably one of my favorite games I've ever been in, because it was in that small gym in the pit. It was
San Antonio,
two big
Harlem.
schools, San Antonio, Harlem versus Stony Point.
Sold out crowd.
And
Sold
it was
out
standing crowd, standing room only. It was amazing.
I remember, I was going to leave at halftime to get home. I was like, nah, I'm not leaving this game.
Dude,
I ain't leaving.
it was the best game of the season, right?
Yeah, it was.
Like I remember walking away from that game going, we had to have 3 R's in the game.
Yeah.
I remember thinking that's the best game to end your season on because it was like it was a battle. I mean, I don't know if you remember, but the first quarter lasted 30 minutes.
Yeah, it was a long first quarter.
I mean,
30, 40 minutes. I mean, it was a long quarter.
7, I think.
Blood on the court in the first quarter, I think. I mean, it was a battle.
We walked into halftime at what? We walked into the locker room at halftime. It was like 8:20 or something.
Yeah, it was a long first half.
It was a long first half. But, I mean, you got 2 teams. Loss sends you home. Season's over. So those kids played hard. And I'm excited to be in San Antonio. I'm like, I get to be around that type of basketball all the time. It's just going to help me be better as an official.
Yeah.
That game ended. We got to tell the audience how that game ended, though, because Harlem was down by
like
a lot,
13
like
15 to start the fourth, or like I want to even say late in the fourth.
They came roaring back, man.
They came roaring back and won.
It was a missed layup to a leak out fast break layup at the buzzer.
At the buzzer, a layup like a.
It was a tie ball.
It wasn't snowbirding, but it felt like he was snowbirding.
It was. And so the crazy part about that play is I was a trail. The kid drives, misses it. Harlan collects the rebound. We're going the other way. It's a long pass. So I'm booking it down the floor, trying to catch up to the play. As I catch up to the kid, he lays it up. The ball goes through the basket, hits the ground. The buzzer goes off. And all them, as you know, all the Harlan fans were sitting behind me, and they just all stormed the court. And I was just like stuck in a sea of people. And I just found a small little door, and I just jetted out of that door, hoping, like, man, I hope I'm not like outside somewhere, because it was cold. March time frame is cold. It might be Texas, but it's still cold. I'm like, man, I don't want to be stuck in the it's 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. I'm outside of this school. I don't know how to get back in, you know what I mean? But thankfully, it just led me out to the hallway, and I saw you and Winky, and I was
we were getting chewed out by fans.
Man,
it was the whole 9 yards.
Yeah. That game turned me from an official to a fan. I stopped caring about what y'all were doing. I was foul counting and everything.
Yeah. One kid got hot, and I think it was number 1 or number 10. I know there was a number in a jersey number, or 1 in a jersey number that dude was just hitting everything, man. He started knocking down threes. I think he hit a couple of threes, and they got an and one. Next thing we know, it's like a 2-point game.
Yeah.
We coming in at one of the timeouts, like, man, what the heck did we just witness?
Yeah.
Like we actually have because you're thinking Stony Point is going to run away with it. They were in the finals the year prior.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, speaking of that, I'm like, so remember I had Stony Point the year before in the finals.
And they lost.
And I thought we did a great job in that game. Me and Derek Barnes and Charles Rubia. And then I thought me and you and Winky did every bit as good a job in that game for that basketball. And I'm sitting here, and really, Stony Point coach, he was great in both games. And in that game, like, I was just thinking, man, this if he sees my name on a playoff list ever again,
nope.
So, I'm never going back. And it's nothing that we did on the court. It's just, man, karma.
Bad luck.
Man,
you brought up the first quarter, and the first quarter was really long because they were just kind of going at it. Mm-hmm. If we were breaking something up over here, something else was happening over here. And I remember going to Stony Point coach and like, hey, man, listen, it's 3 of us out here. We have the 10 kids on the floor. We have all the coaches. We have the bench, the fans. Like, you have to help us out when it comes to at least the stuff that's happening that doesn't have to do with the game of basketball. Mm-hmm. And I remember him saying to me, like, man, I just need my kids to play hard and tough because you saw what happened last year at the final. And I remember thinking to myself, like, you should go talk to that guy.
You should go talk to that guy right over there. Oh, man.
And I remember thinking to myself, like, darn it, Caleb and Stony Point. I just didn't do another Stony Point game with Caleb.
So
I did a couple when I was in Austin, Stony Point games, and yeah, they play hard.
Yeah.
They play
That's
hard.
a good program, man.
So was that the best? You've only been doing this for 5 years. So that had to
technically
be
4. He's starting his 5th.
Yeah. So that had to be your best.
It was.
Like or one of the most memorable games you've had so far?
It was, that whole day was great. And I remember because we had a long drive back up here. It's the middle of the night, like everybody's kind of tired, just quiet in the car. And I remember thinking to myself, like, if this was the end of my officiating career, I'll take it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Obviously it's not.
Glad it's not.
But I remember just thinking to myself, like, the whole day we got up there, we got to watch, BP ref his, it was your first final, Alamo Dome, San Antonio. We were on the floor just hanging out.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's
That was
so
awesome,
fun.
man. We got to
Yeah.
watch, and then right after that, we got to watch one of the schools that we cover with a guy who we have a lot of respect for, and Coach Cooley, who we consider a legend around these parts and just in the game of basketball, period. Watch his girls do their thing, and then we, had a nice drive up to San Marcos, got some late lunch, and that game we had was great. And I just remember thinking to myself, like, man, this game I couldn't have dreamt it better or drawn it up better, because this day was just amazing. And I knew it was my last game. It was bittersweet for me because one thing about, I've been in the military for 17 years. I've been all over the place, and I met a lot of people throughout my service, but I think some of the closest folks I met, especially they're like not, you meet folks in the military, folks you work with, that just kind of comes with the territory. But a lot of time, this is the only assignment where, like, I met folks that are out through basketball officiating that I'm friends with, that I consider family at this point. Like me and BP are going to ride this thing out till
one of
we're
us
no
dies.
longer on this
Yeah.
earth. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. And I'll always come back up here and don't be surprised if you catch me on the basketball court in Abilene again, because I already told Mr. Dan, like, hey, man, keep me around for these,
Keep me on the list.
Give me on the list,
Yeah.
man. Give me a shout out. I'll drive back up
Man,
here and
that
call
would
some
be-
guys, some games.
It's so funny because I remember the first time I met Dino, and it was like you handed me something at check-in at a high school basketball camp. I'm not bigger than a high school basketball camp. Like, don't get me wrong, but I'm like, I'm low-key doing this to check a box. And Dino's all serious, handing me stuff. Hi, my name's Dino, blah, blah, blah. And it turns out on the other side, he was like, who the heck's this BP guy? Why does everybody keep saying Brandon Porter's coming back? I'll whoop his butt,
Everywhere I went through those 3 gyms, I remember every one of our officials, because this is where Mr. Clay was the president. And, Mr. Clay is very structured. He's like, hey, Dino, you're going to pass out the numbers, and you're going to make sure that the folks that actually paid and whoever arrives, you're going to tell them what their number is. You're going to send them to that table. They're going to pick up the numbers, the pins. It was very organized. So that's what Mr. Clay wants. That's what Mr. Clay is going to receive. Because you know me, I'm not going to hear to mess around. So we checked everybody. Everywhere I went, they were like, hey, did you hear Brandon Porter's coming back? I'm like, I don't care. Who the heck is Brandon Porter? Dino Beharic.
Little short guy come on into the gym.
Little did you know that y'all would be best buds.
And then I
one day.
remember
It's crazy.
I walked into the Moody Center at ACU, and this is when they just opened it back up after they built the new beautiful arena that they have now. I forgot who I was talking to. I want to say it was Miss Laura. She was like, yeah, that's Brandon right there. And I was like, look at this perfect running. Loser.
Dude.
Yeah,
But
I
for
was
real
like-
though, like if you ever just watch an official run up and down
I'm
the court,
telling you, man.
Too high praise. Too high praise.
No, I'm
I
serious.
wish-
I was like, I kept thinking, like, I need this guy to teach me how to run, man, because I probably get 100 on my physical training test. 'Cause
Oh,
this
shoot.
dude is
No.
I wish I could
just
run
up there
like Brandon.
floating.
We used to have a joke between me and Caleb. I told him he runs like a
Dude.
baby giraffe.
But
That,
you also say I'm deceptively fast.
Deceptively fast.
that
I don't look as smooth.
first camp I went to, that was like a lot of things I got dinged on. Like, man, just the way you run, you're so big. You just run all, and I know I run goofy, I run weird. I don't care. The point is I get to where
You
I'm
get
supposed
there.
to go.
That's all that matters.
I
We don't
care about.
look right.
So-
our builds, we don't
Right.
look right.
Right.
We have other advantages
Yeah.
over him.
Yeah, you're taller. You can see plays
We
better.
can see plays, but
More presence.
If
we
you-
don't run right.
Yeah, if you watch the animal, what is it, the Animal Kingdom Network channel, whatever it is, like you see the lion out there chasing a gazelle, that thing runs all smooth, and then you see the giraffe in the back, just like
That's us.
That's us.
That's us.
And I'm like, man, I need
Don't
this.
leave him hanging now.
I was like, man, I need this dude. I was like, man, he runs so beautiful. So my hate was coming out of jealousy. I was like, I care about him and his perfect running.
Turns out we're friends now.
Go there.
Our daughters are going to be D1 basketball
Chilling,
players
man.
one day.
Dude.
Well, before we go to break, we all three had a game right at the end of your season.
Yes, more
Yep,
memorable.
my second to last game.
And there's some controversy with it
Yeah.
about how we got to sign the game and all of that, but it worked out.
Yep.
And we got a lot of clips of it.
That game actually, to me, was probably more memorable.
Memorable.
I thought I was the
I
foreigner.
think it was, I have a better recollection of that game
Yeah.
because it was us three
Mm-hmm.
and we had a blast doing it. And it came last minute. And
Like that morning. It was like that
Yeah.
morning.
y'all had to pick me up. I was,
Yeah.
doing my
Nerd
school
children,
job with
nerd
students.
convention.
Yeah, the nerd convention with Caden back here running the boards.
But that was a blast. And we are going to get into some
Yeah,
clips.
we got
right?
a lot of those clips, and
I don't know which clips we're going to pick.
it was one of those games too where you're like, you get bored. We talk about your piece of the pie, right? But in all honesty, we start searching other pieces of the pie, especially if we don't trust our partners.
Yeah.
I got bored, man. I was like, I don't have to look in their area, man.
You shouldn't have been getting bored. It should have been me that was getting bored.
Yeah, we'll get into that. Me and Dino carried Caleb for a whole
Whatever,
half.
We literally
man.
had to drive him up there. We had to
Dude.
feed him.
Yeah,
We were resting with a
we
toddler.
had to drop him back off.
Yeah.
It's like, is Caleb even
Man.
here?
Yeah.
You know
I'm
what?
pretty sure I had to let him borrow some pants.
Some
A
socks or
whistle.
something.
We'll talk about it, but you know who had the first whistle of that game?
It was probably you.
It was me.
You
I
should
had the first whistle.
Okay.
And then
I wish I would have
and then
remembered that.
it
Would've
was
been
like-
drinks.
it was like, what else do I have? What
Yeah,
else do I
come
have?
on. And then I
We'll get
stole
in-
one.
We'll get into that though
Yeah.
after the break.
Yeah.
You
After
wanna
the break. You cool with that?
I'm good with it.
Let's go. Let's take a
Before
break.
the
Here for
break.
ride.
Watch us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube.
Yep. And then check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
That's it.
See you in a little bit.
Hey, coming back after this.
Coaches teach your kids to dream. Coaches teach your kids to overcome. Coaches teach your kids good sportsmanship. Coaches teach your kids proper technique. But who teaches your coaches?
Rule the Court, the podcast, is not just about calls and whistles. It's about the people behind the stripes. And one of those people is presenting sponsor, Corey James. Corey is the kind of guy who brings the same energy to the insurance world as he does to the court. He is about trust, consistency, and showing up when it matters most. Whether you're protecting your home, your car, or your future, Corey James has you covered. So keep learning, keep growing, and keep listening to Rule the Court, the podcast, brought to you by Corey James State Farm. You're listening to Rule the Court, the podcast, with Brandon Porter and Caleb Smith.
Hey, we're back and we're having a great conversation here with Dino Beharic.
What's the Bosnian way of saying your last name?
Beharic.
What?
Yeah.
Say that again.
Beharic.
Beharic.
You know how you know it's a Bosnian or a person from the Balkans? If you look at the last name, all of our, not all, but say probably about 95% of our last names and with the IC.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Don't know, Bubba.
You're from there.
Yeah. I don't.
Weird.
How long did you live there?
I lived there for 13 years.
13
That
before
was-
you moved to Colorado after
Moved
that?
to
or-
Colorado in 1998.
You're a war refugee, right?
Technically, yeah.
Technically.
Yeah.
You're an American in my book.
Yeah, I mean, I've been
Broncos
in America
fan?
for so long now.
Shh.
He's a Broncos fan.
Hey, man. Haters gonna hate.
Ainter's gonna ain't.
That's
and I'm a
right.
Cowboys fan. Anyway,
You know,
we have clips
We have some clips.
of our game together. And it was really fun, actually.
Yeah.
Because, well, we already kind of went into that, why it was so fun. But we had some pretty good stuff go
we
on.
did great game too.
Yeah.
This game
Good talent.
wasn't. I have a few memorable games of you. Obviously, the Stony Point game,
Yeah.
the one that we're going to spend the bulk of our time with. But earlier in the year, I had a game with you where I'm pretty sure we like spent, less than 10 seconds on each side of the floor, and we were gassed. Do you remember which game that was?
I do remember because that was in the Raising Canes, and I think it was Alito, and I want to say it was it San Angelo?
Was it?
No, it was Lubbock High.
Was it Lubbock?
Lubbock High,
It
and
was
those
like
kids
Midland.
ran nonstop. Because I remember
Dude.
you wore your heart
Heart rate,
monitor or
dude,
something.
I was at 90% the whole time.
Jeez, dude.
But
I actually have a clip. I didn't send it in to show, but y'all were mic'd up as well.
Yeah.
And I was sitting in the stands watching y'all, just shoving my face with whatever food they had. And Dino went between the legs and laid the ball up in a timeout. And on the mic, he says, "Watch this BP. Look at these sick moves." And
Dude.
finishes. I was like, I love it.
We'll have to get, since you referenced that, I'm pretty sure I can find the footage and
I
we'll,
have-
we'll
I have
put it
the
out on
text message.
Facebook, or
Yeah.
we'll put it in a short or something.
Yeah. He was like, "Check
I
these
think I
moves,
went like
BP."
behind
We
my
gotta get
back
that
or
out.
something.
I
because,
was like, oh my gosh.
We gotta show people the true character of
Yeah.
Dino here.
Yeah. Because Dino's probably one of the most fun people I've ever been around.
Hey man, enjoy this stuff. Have
Heck yeah.
fun with it.
Life's
I know
too short.
life is way too short, and I'm never gonna stress out over something that I love. And basketball is one of those things. And I'm never, whether I'm playing, officiating, I'm gonna try to make the best out of it,
Mhm.
because you never know when your last game is gonna be.
One
you
step
know what I
away
mean?
from.
Great.
Yeah, and have fun with it, man. It's such a
Mhm.
beautiful sport. What we get to do is, give back to the kids and help them grow and just have these games, and it's just a beautiful, wonderful
Yeah.
feeling, man.
Best
I
sport
love
in the
it.
world.
Speaking of fun, last playoff season, I think I get a call late. I mean, I'm in Odessa Permian with some students. I teach school, so obviously I'm in Odessa doing this. The best way I can say it is like a track meet for like skills, like
Mhm.
different trades and different stuff. It's kind of like that. So there's a competition in
Mhm.
Odessa. And late that night, Dan knew that I was in Odessa, our assigner. And he said, "Hey, you think you could make it over to Andrews for a playoff game?" And I was like, "Yes, please."
Yeah.
I thought I was going to be missing playoffs.
Mhm.
And then he said, "All right, we had a crew that had a doubleheader, but I want to send 2 crews."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure they were disappointed.
They
But-
were. And
but-
the reason that came about too is we were actually supposed to go to South Austin. We had a playoff game, and we had actually gotten asked which one we wanted, a game in San Antonio or a game in South Austin. And I actually chose the South Austin one because my daughter lives there. And it was cold, man. And that game got moved and we couldn't make it.
Mhm.
But that same night out in Andrews, it was a doubleheader. And so they were like, well, let's move Dino and Brandon over there. And we just need to get a third.
So when Dan said, "Yeah, BP and Dino are going to be in it," I was like, even bet. Not only am I getting to call basketball, I'm getting to call with 2 of my favorites,
Yeah.
2 of my friends. They'll just have to come pick me up and swing me over there. And so we worked out all the details. Obviously, like every other official always says, the car rides are always
Yep.
the fun. That's where we cut up and,
Yeah.
but the game,
Was awesome.
El Paso Chapin
Yep.
and Amarillo High. 2, I'm pretty sure
Both ranked. It was 5 and 13.
both ranked. And if I'm not mistaken, did the year before, did Amarillo
They were
take
in the
down?
state. No, Amarillo was actually in the state semis the year before.
But I'm pretty sure I think they knocked
I don't
Chapin out.
I
I
don't
think.
know.
I don't know who they knocked out, but I remember
I think
them
that's who
because
Chapin lost to. the
we
year
went and
before.
got dinner at
And they were there.
And they were there eating.
Yeah.
Because, the coach is from
Well, and then
here.
they drove through Abilene
Yeah,
that,
they drove
that
through
year before.
Abilene.
And Dino was like, hey, when y'all win state, don't forget me.
Right.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that was a part of, we talk about pregame and stuff. I think that was a part of like these teams, last year, Chapin got knocked out by him. So it's going to be maybe 10, or, it's going to be feel like a revenge thing, or I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I can't remember, but I do know that Chapin had a big old boy.
Good, too. 6'11".
Was he? I
Vanderbilt,
thought
right?
he was a 7-footer.
He's 6'11".
Vanderbilt? Is that where he
Yeah,
went?
he went to Vandy.
Vanderbilt.
He's smart.
I'm smart too.
I've got some footage here of a big old boy on a few dunks here.
Woo. Woo. Get you one, big fella. Ah. And we
That
called a
was
foul
nice.
on it.
Anyway,
Look at
That
us.
was nice.
We have some pretty intense plays here. I don't have really. I didn't go through these like in any specific order or anything. I
Yeah.
was just like, man, let's show some plays
let's
with
just show some
Dino
clips.
and Brandon and I in a game.
Having
Yeah,
fun.
man.
Having fun.
Absolutely.
Too bad we weren't mic'd up in this one.
Yeah, I think we actually. No, we didn't even talk about
We
it.
didn't even
Yeah.
talk about it because we kind of got there. We were ready.
Yeah,
we were
the
just ready to
whole-
be on the court.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were.
We were so excited.
Let's play another one.
Play another clip.
Might
Let's
as
look
well.
at it. I guess we'll just look at it
Yeah.
and then dissect it like we
In
would
real
normally do
time.
in real time. What is this?
Travel.
Okay,
Travel.
I
Caleb got his-
definitely remember this
Yeah,
play.
Caleb got all upset on this one. Rightfully so.
Do you know why?
Yes.
So I'm over here. I'm across the table
Because I inbounded the ball in the
telling-
wrong spot.
telling you. You know why I was irritated? Because the ball, we'll watch it again, but the ball comes from my side. Just stop it here. The ball comes from my side, Seaside Drive, and then there's a little bobble
Mm-hmm.
to where, and he took some steps, but he didn't have control.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I saw. He didn't have control. And then it kicked to the top, and then I hear a whistle. And I thought, dude,
Came reaching.
no,
Yeah.
I thought you reached and called the travel, and I was about to be so irritated with you. So that's in my head, and then immediately I go, oh, he called the travel up top. But then my head went, oh, well, I hope they know that he's not reaching and calling the
Yeah.
travel that's in the paint, and he's calling the one up top.
Yeah.
So I was like, we better inbound the ball in
on
the
the
right place.
sideline. Yeah.
Yeah.
we
So
did
that's
that.
why I was.
And because I was in the lead, so I'm just looking at the paint. I hear the whistle and I see BP going the other way, and I'm like, all right, he's had to have had a violation. But the kid was already in the paint.
Mhm.
I was like, well, maybe he had something since the play kind of maybe came from his side, wasn't even really looking over that way. I just inbounded it underneath the
Yeah.
basket because the kid was already standing next to me. Then once I gave it to him, I see Caleb pointing across. I was like, oh.
Well, learning
I'm like,
point.
well,
when
we're
you
just gonna
call a
ride.
violation, report the violation and tell your person where to
Yeah.
put the ball in. It was all my fault.
Man,
I should have
but
just said, "Hey,
you know
sideline,
what?
Dino."
This might show how close we are, but so you call it all nonchalant over here. Look at me pointing. I'm across.
Yeah, I should have pointed.
I'm like pointing. Dino, right here. Sideline. And this is how terrible of a human being and person I am. Or maybe it just shows how close we are. But I'm like, what the heck?
I think I started yelling at you.
I'm
I'm
like-
like, my bad.
I'm like using horrible body language. Going,
But this
"I
is,
don't know."
this is really good insight. You can pause it. The really good insight that a lot of people don't see about officiating is where, like we talked about it in Bart's episode, like we're trying to touch perfection
Mhm.
Yep.
as many times as possible. And that's nothing to anybody. No random fan's going to notice
Yeah.
that we didn't
Right.
inbound it on the right spot, but we do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I would imagine, not that I've ever been in any part of the military or anything, but I feel like the military, you're like little tiny details are important. That, as an outsider, is that right?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And for me, in that end, I'm like, after I realized I was wrong, I'm like, it's all good.
Oh, well, it
There
is
was
what
no
it is.
press.
Yeah.
None
Yeah.
of the teams
It
didn't
didn't
press.
affect
It
the
didn't
game.
really affect the game.
Yeah.
I was like, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
the one thing it would potentially affect is how a coach.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because a coach would know he didn't travel we
Yeah.
inbounded in the wrong
Yeah,
place
and
or whatever.
Yeah, it's one of
It's
those
like-
things too. Again, it's
It's a
like
communication.
we want to be as perfect as possible
Yeah.
all the time, and something
Yeah.
as simple as that, which you may watch it as a fan and just be like, "Why are they harping on this?"
Yep.
But as an official, especially because you always have officials. You go to the state tournament, there's a row of officials,
Yep.
and they don't talk good about the people on the court. They
Yeah.
nitpick you, and
Yeah.
you don't want to be nitpicked type of deal.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where it's like you have this, what you think it's a perfect game from an official standpoint. And then if it's evaluators sitting in the crowd and they point out that thing and you're like, oh, man, that's such a small, minute thing that if we got this right, you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
exactly.
Or whatnot. But it was one of those things that we just talked about. I was like, I'll make sure we're inbound the ball.
Yeah.
No issues after
Didn't
that.
happen again the rest of the game.
You know what I mean? Because literally when I heard the whistle, he's sitting in that center, the free throw line center. And I'm
Mhm.
like, well, it's supposed to be underneath the basket.
And that's probably why I was like kind of so adamant, is because I thought you might have thought that he traveled there too.
That's why I inbounded in there. Because I was like,
So-
well, by the old rule.
BP, point where it's supposed to go next
Come
time.
on, BP.
Jeez
to your
Louise,
fault.
dude. What else we got?
Let's see what else we have. What is this? Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. We had a little extracurricular under the basket, and then look at BP
Yeah.
getting that.
Started out with us missing a play,
I know. I think
which you and I could have came and got, and we didn't.
I remember. You know what? I remember this play pretty vivid. Like I can visualize it from
Mhm.
my lead position, and I remember thinking, I'm watching it. That is a little extra, but not quite enough for me to have a whistle on it.
Okay.
Like I just remember thinking,
Not enough for you
yeah,
to blow.
so it's on the
Got it.
rebounding action here. It's those two underneath, and it's just kind of they're pushing on each other, and one doesn't look bad, but you can tell, and BP has great insight to know.
They're mad.
We saw the same
Yeah, we saw
similar
it. Yeah.
thing, and we were like, yeah,
Yeah. This is where you got to,
antennas.
yeah, antennas. And we haven't really talked about that. We talked about it a little bit when we talked about fights, but
See it from the other angle. I'm just curious. Down underneath. This is blatant. You can. Oh!
the fans even saw it. They helped us out.
They helped us.
Yeah. This is one of those things, though, where it's like always know what's going on, right? And we talked about it with fights. This is how you
Yeah.
prevent a fight, right? Because if we don't have a whistle on that and come sprinting at it, next thing we got to fight. So
Yeah.
we don't want that.
Enough of our plays, though.
You know, show some of Dino.
Dino's our guest, right?
Yeah, Dino.
You had a charge ball in this game. You remember it?
I do.
Yeah, let's
You
nitpick.
remember it?
I do remember that.
Let's
'cause
nitpick Dino.
Should we
From-
watch it?
At that time, loved the call.
Oh, it's one of those.
At that
Oh.
time, that's if you notice when I call it, I like pause. I was like, I'm gonna be a little dramatic with this.
Don't you hate
flair.
those? Like whenever you like love like in the moment, you're like, oh, that's a good
Yeah.
call, and then you watch it on video, and you're like,
Man,
Yeah, well, the video don't lie, man.
yeah,
This
I
is why
know.
officials should watch game film.
yeah. I mean, only if you could officiate the game in slow motion and be
Yeah.
able to be like, hey, hold on, fellas, let me go to the monitor. Never mind, my bad.
That's on me.
Yeah.
I like it better whenever I didn't feel good about a call, and then I watch it on video, and it looks awesome.
Right, yeah.
It's like,
Yep.
oh, that wasn't bad.
Let's show
What am
him.
I worried about?
Let's
Two sides to the
show
coin.
Dino's
All right.
call he
All
thought
right,
was
let's
good.
see his charge call here. Dino's table side. Oh, we have a collision.
hmm
Oh,
There's the pause.
the relaxed punch too. The coach was like, "What'd you tell him there? What'd you tell Coach there?"
So
You remember?
one thing I appreciated about that Chapin coach, even the big kid, he asked great questions, and everything that I told him, he just kind of agreed with it. Like,
Mhm.
you right. because to me, it kind of looked like he threw his body into that player. You know what I mean?
I could see that.
And at that point, I'm like, you know, the losing team is down. They were down bad. I think it was like a double-digit game at that point. The kid kind of throws him in there. It's a hard collision. I'm like, if I let that go, we've been having a pretty good game at this point. Like, we haven't been getting yelled at by nobody. It's been a pretty good game on our end, on their end. To me, it just seemed like a good play at that time. What he did and the way I processed it was illegal.
Yeah, he thought he was going to pass the ball.
I thought he was going to pass the ball. He kind of threw his body into him, took the kid out, you know, and I get it. You know, 6'5", I played the 5 position my entire life growing up. So I understand, you know, you go out there, you set picks and all of these different things. And sometimes you're trying to get a little bit of an edge. But at that time, when that collision happened, to me, the way I processed it looked illegal.
Yeah.
And
I mean, if you explain it like that,
you know,
then it looks really great, right?
Yeah.
Before y'all were saying all of that, I was going to say it looked like kind of a typical dribble handoff play where it's like the quick handoff and then quick hard screen,
which is illegal.
And so I could totally see. Let's watch it again.
I mean, give him no time, no distance.
Let's watch it again. It looks like he's gonna do the dribble handoff. He just keeps it, or it's like before the pass.
You know what I like? You know what I appreciate that I just noticed?
What?
The away coach picked the away player up. Like, you appreciate that sportsmanship.
Let's see it again.
You know what I mean? Like, if you watch this, he picks him up.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is a third-round playoff game, and the coach is still picking up the kid. Man, that's
sportsmanship.
That's what it's about.
Yeah,
it's all about.
You've watched enough basketball, and I know a lot of NBA teams run this kind of play, especially like I'm a big Denver Nuggets fan. They always put like Jokic at the top. They run some kind of dribble handoff with him and whoever the guard is, probably Jamal Murray. Jokic will dive or he'll pop and one of those things. And that's kind of what I was waiting on because that tall kid was a good player. He just knew how to play like a big fella. Sometimes, you know, you see some taller kids and they're just sitting behind the arc all day long. But he actually played like a big man. You know, he used his body well. He knew how to move on the court. He boxed out, even being the tallest. Wasn't nobody near his height. I mean, he's 6'11". I think the tallest kid Amarillo had was like 6'4".
With like a 40-inch vertical,
that's what I'm saying. And he was athletic. And at that point, you know, I'm like, well, when you're looking at by rule what the screen is supposed to be, there wasn't all the factors that make the screen legal weren't there to me. So that's why I went the other way.
Makes sense to me.
You know what I mean? Even when I blew my whistle, I was like, I thought to myself, like, man, why couldn't this go somewhere?
Can this happen in Caleb's area?
Caleb or BP or
what else?
Can this happen tomorrow?
Yeah, for real. What else we got?
I knew.
Oh, this is.
Oh, yeah. So we missed the backcourt.
Oh.
Coach is angry. So.
Oh, you had to warn him. I forgot about that.
I mean, we can deep dive into why we missed this if we want, but this is just a really good example of if we do our job, we don't have to.
Yeah.
We don't have extracurriculars. I mean, we obviously miss a backcourt in a big game, and then coach is at half court screaming at me. So we have to warn the coach.
It's late in the game too, right? It's probably midway through the fourth.
Yeah, they were trying to make a little run because
quarter,
this was a double-digit game. I mean, once it got to double digits, the El Paso team didn't even look back. And I remember, I thought he was screaming for travel, but I didn't even see it over there because it was in one of those weird spots where I'm like in the trail, but the play is, 40 feet away from me. And I trust BP. I'm like, if BP don't have a whistle on the backcourt, it's not a backcourt. The way I see it.
It seemed like we had quite a few division line plays.
Yeah. And then you honestly don't expect the dribbler on the offense in the front court to be dribbling towards the backcourt. You just don't anticipate that in basketball, especially that far away from the basket.
Yeah. It seemed like we had a few division line plays. I was going back through some of the footage here, and it seemed like we had a ton of like division line plays. Here's one from BP.
That's me.
You're in the trail, Dino. We have this. And we have a backcourt call.
From the C.
From the C, way over there.
Yeah.
And at first, for one, it was the right call.
Thanks.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
He bounced the ball on the division line.
Let's do it.
But for two, I was like, why is he calling that from way over there?
There you go. Helping my partner.
Until I saw the other angle.
Oh, there's another angle.
And I realized what you saw.
Heck yeah.
And you were a big partner because a good partner.
Thanks.
Because I don't think you think Dino can see that.
Yeah, Dino's
because
got
it looks
the
like he's stacked
defender,
from your
yeah.
The play was going away from me. If you notice, I call a backcourt after he did because if you know in that game, he pretty much had all the calls go
I
his
know.
way.
Dude.
So
What
I was
was
like,
that?
So I was like, I'll join the party. Why not?
Yeah.
Here's what it looks like. Here's what it looks like from the other angle. So it looks like he's totally stacked from that. And I could totally see why you were like, no, I got to help him here.
Yeah.
And you sold it.
Thanks. I rarely do that too. I rarely sell calls. So it was
But he was right.
dude, I don't understand it. Viewers, I'm sorry, but I have so many whistles in games.
It was so
I don't get
crazy.
it, dude.
And
I don't like it.
No.
You
What I remember about that game, I think I told you at halftime, I was like, I had the first foul call of the game and I haven't done crap.
Because I remember.
And I haven't seen anything in my primary, so I'm trying to be patient and it's tempting. Like, whenever you've been in those games where it's like,
dude, there was a
and your
point.
partners are
There
like
was a point
calling
in
us,
that
like,
first half where I was
press up.
like, "Yo, somebody blow." I think I told you this. Like, blow your whistle when I blow my whistle.
Every
please.
time he had a whistle, I would just look at him and laugh.
which
Because,
is,
as you know, we have foul calls. You know, we're doing rotating, we're switching, doing all of those things. And no matter what area he was in, it just came to him. And I was just, every time he'll blow his whistle, I'm just laughing. Foul. I'm just laughing like, dude, this is just one of your games, man. Like, me and Caleb are just here. We're just here for a good time today, man.
Yeah.
I felt like, man, are they getting their money's worth out of it? Am I just here? Like, sometimes you just
And
have those.
It was one of those things I learned early on that, like, that is totally okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's not coming to you. It's not in front of you. At that point, just enjoy it.
It is. That's what you're supposed to
And
do.
when you're the one that has to blow your whistle all the time, just
And that's one of the reasons why every time his name would pop up, I would look at Arbiter. I would look at the assignment for the games. His name would pop up. I knew that no matter what today, I knew I was going to be straight.
Yeah.
Because he's going to have my back for one. We've done so many summer league games and so many basketball games together that I know that even in that play, if I let that go, because I wasn't sure whether the ball was tipped or not. If I'm not 100% sure, I'm not going to put the air in the whistle. And him coming in, I was like, he's got backcourt. That's why I joined the party. I was like, let me at least not make you feel like you're by yourself, even for this violation that's essentially supposed to be mine.
Dude.
I need you, Dino.
I'm glad you said that. Dude, I waited all game. And
For a foul.
I finally get a call in my area. I'm the lead on this play. In fact, I'll pause it here. So I think, I'm the lead opposite the table. Brandon, you're the C.
On the table side, yep.
Table side.
Short guy by the coach.
Yep. Yes! Are you serious? I waited all game to have something not involved, and I have a play where it's like, oh yeah, this is my time to shine. You can even see me step out. I'm ready to punch it, and Brandon's like, nope, travel. I was so mad at you.
And I remember walking back up the court,
I was like,
just
are you serious?
thinking to myself and just chuckling, like, man, I know Caleb wanted that one so bad.
Man.
Caleb was going to punch that thing to the
One,
moon.
boy.
Dude.
He took the 3 steps out. He was ready to go, man. Nope.
Dude.
Travel. He
Dude,
traveled.
you can, like, I was stepping that way already.
Even coach thought it was a charge.
Man.
My bad, Caleb.
Man.
Hey, look, I pointed to tell you where the ball goes.
I know.
Man.
This was a good time, man. And like that gym is so beautiful. It's so great
It
to call
is.
basketball in there. It's fun.
It is an amazing gym. It's like an arena. It goes all the way around,
Mhm.
sunken in. It's
They
a
got
great
that
place.
pool, so you smell like that
Chlorine
chlorine
all-
pool and
all
all of
game.
that.
Man, they
It's
have
nice.
great food in the
Mhm.
hospitality
They did.
room that I didn't eat because I was on that
Yeah.
diet.
Carnivore
I don't know
diet.
if I'm doing that
Carnivore
again during
diet.
playoffs. That was
Yeah.
too much.
You stuck with it though, man. You look good.
Yeah, look
So,
good.
Yeah.
well, thank you. I
You're
appreciate
welcome,
that.
bub.
So I know we dissected a lot of clips and talked about the fun stuff that we
Mhm.
have as brothers on the court, but you're kind of closer to a brand new official coming
Mm-hmm.
than we are.
Mhm.
You still have a memory of it. Plus, this year, you're kind of a newbie in your new chapter.
Yep.
San Antonio gets the privilege and pleasure of having you in their chapter now.
Mhm.
What advice would you give to somebody new that's either a brand new official or somebody that's new to a chapter? What would you tell them?
First thing I would tell them is to be a sponge, man. Come in ready to learn, ready to soak up a lot of the feedback. Don't miss training meetings because they're very, very important. I don't think I'll be as successful as I am if I didn't go to those like rookie trainings.
Mhm.
Because I thought like, man, I played. I know my way around the basketball court, whatever. But coming in as an official from a different point of view, it's a little bit different
Mhm.
side of the coin. So, you learn how to do that stuff by repetition, by feedback, by watching film. So don't be afraid to dive in and take some time. And there's a lot of resources out there for you as well. I did a lot of stuff on my own. I watched a lot of YouTube clips. I watched a lot of my own game clips just to kind of be like, well, I could have probably done this way or done that way. Just when it comes to small things like as positioning. But be a sponge, man. Learn this stuff and have fun doing it. A lot of officials, new officials especially, they're so worried about what's going on the outside. As you know, there's always going to be an official shortage because even if folks that we've talked to that we try to get officiating the sport, they don't want to do it. The first reason is fans.
Mhm.
They don't want to deal with the parents. They don't want to deal with the fans. And I'm like, man, just tune that stuff out. When you're out on the court, just worry about what's in front of you. Don't worry about what's behind you. And that will help you relax. That will help you grow your confidence at the same time. And take as many games as possible. If it's a junior high game, if you're out there doing little dribblers, little kids, and your basketball season shouldn't be from November through February, March timeframe.
Mhm.
Your basketball season should be year round. Because one good thing about doing basketball is a sport that you can do summer ball.
Yeah.
You can do different circuits. You can do different gyms, different age groups. And every whistle is a learning curve. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? Whether one thing that BP told me was like, hey man, I need to clean up my hit signal. And he was like, man, when you're out at Dodge Jones or wherever this summer, I don't care what the call is. If you call a foul, just go out there and report it a hit and just work on your hit signal and get that repetition in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then just don't be afraid to dive into the sport itself. Even if you played, great. If you didn't play, great. It doesn't really matter. And then most importantly, know the rules because the coaches know the rules. They might not know some small, minute thing that's written in chapter 7 that's like a sub-bullet of a sub-bullet. Right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But they'll know majority of the rules because the coaches write the rule book.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then when you know what you're talking about, it sounds better coming out of your mouth. And at the same time, it's going to help you process the plays a little bit easier. Things are going to slow down for you eventually. The first year it's going to be kind of like drinking from a fire hose. You're just going to get a lot.
Mhm.
But that's a good thing. That really is a good thing because it's just like playing a sport. If you ever played a sport before or done anything, even starting a brand new job, like there's those first, maybe your year of that job where you're just you feel like you're always behind, but you're really not in a sense because you're growing and be confident. You know what I mean? Slow down. You don't have to rush. My biggest thing is the way I looked at it, I'm like a conductor out there. Nothing starts till I tap my little stick, little thingy, right?
Yeah, whatever they call that little thing.
Call that little wand. So when I blow my whistle, I stop the clock. I process it. I know what I'm doing. So when I go up there, I'm not like did 7 foul that kid? Or 27 or 37? Is there even a 7 or 27? Or, you know what I mean? Or whatnot. And I think with more repetitions that you have, you're going to grow as an official. And you're going to end the season and you're going to look back on the season. Don't be afraid to reflect either. To know that, like, you know what? I did have some pretty good games. I had a really good time. And overall, I think the friendship that I've gotten out of this has been amazing. I met some really good people. I've been able to be around the game of basketball in some pretty good games. Been in a lot of pretty cool gyms, man. Got to meet a lot of great folks. There's going to be folks that I'm going to remember for the rest of my life just because I met them through the game of basketball because we shared a court together. But that's kind of one of my biggest things, man. Just be a sponge. Learn as much as you can. You know what I mean? It's going to benefit.
Yeah. What I'll take before we leave, and something that Dino does really well that a lot of new officials don't, is when you go to summer league games, you know, let's be real, most of us are there for the money, but it is really great place to work on your craft. And Dino and I got to do some summer league games in San Antonio this year, which was cool, but we still take it serious. Like, we're having fun, but we're still switching. We're still rotating. We're still doing the proper mechanics because we don't want to create those bad habits. And that's kudos to Dino of like, hey, I don't want to be lazy, man. We got 4 games. We're going to work 4 games. You know what I mean?
We're here. Might as well do it right.
Yeah, exactly. And I have a feeling, even if it wasn't me, if it was Joe Schmo that he's never met, you know, Dino's not afraid to say, hey, I'm here to work on my mechanics. And what's another official going to tell you? No.
Yeah.
So, like, don't be afraid to tell the older officials, hey, I want to get better. And Dino does a good job of that.
Yeah. Thanks, man. I tell folks all the time, I don't want to be a high school official my entire officiating tenure. I don't. And there's nothing against high school, but I want to progress and I want to get better and I want to do college and I want to, you know, if I could do the NBA, that'll be like a dream come true. I don't even think I'll be able to do NBA because I'll be too freaking starstruck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or
I think we all would be.
But yeah, and then the icing on the cake for this entire thing, and it's not one of the reasons why I joined, why I started officiating, but you know, like you see the fruit of your labor, you see the work that you put in. I see myself from the first day that I started and I walked into that small gym to like the confidence that I walk with now. I don't care what game you give me. I know I'm going to go in there. I'm going to do my best.
That's good.
You know what I mean? But I've put in that work.
Yeah.
I've put in the time on the basketball court. You know what I mean? I've talked to other officials. I have been a student of the game. And it has kind of like made me fall in love with basketball all over again with the sport, just because I get to see it from a different angle.
A different perspective.
A different perspective. I get to learn. I feel like as a human being, when you're learning and you're progressing, your whole attitude about it, no matter what you're doing, changes. You know, and I got to meet some good people, man. I think it's been honestly probably one of the best decisions I made.
Yeah.
Good.
Before we go, I've got rapid fire questions. So you don't have to give a lot of detail, but just like time, date, whatever. Worst technical foul that you've ever given?
The one they didn't deserve it.
Yep. I would say that one, yeah.
What'd you do?
I gave and I kind of regret this play. I just regret that whole entire game. I got into it with a coach. I let my emotions get ahead of me. I teed him up, and then my partner came back. I teed him up, but it was an emotional technical because So
don't be emotional.
Right. It was one of them nights, long day of work. You got a long drive. You starting, you know, sometimes the games are taking a little bit longer. You are hungry. And I just let my emotions get to me, man. And when I on my way home, I was like, yeah, that was a tech more of an emotion than anything. But I was like this was the beginning of my second year. And
still learning.
I was still learning. I remember calling Mr. Clay, like, hey, you're probably going to get a phone call about this, just so you know.
All right. So second rapid fire question. Favorite restaurant that you ate at after playoff game?
It has to be is it Mary's Cafe?
Oh, yeah, baby.
Mary's. All right.
Because my first year I went to Strawn like 7 times, and I'll always be grateful to Mr. Chip.
Strawn.
Yeah, Chip Morgan
Mr.
hooks
Chip
you up.
Morgan, because
Strawn
he
and
would be like,
Mary's.
"I'll just pay for you, buddy. Don't worry about it." And I would just sit there and I would eat.
That chicken fried steak's unbeatable.
Besides the 2 games that we've mentioned today, the 2 playoff games, most memorable basketball game.
So I don't have
in your 5-year career.
I don't have a most memorable basketball game, but my most memorable moment of basketball officiating was during a summer league basketball game. It was a Saturday. I took at summer league games, and I did it with this guy, and his mama baked me a birthday cake.
Oh, yeah. It was his birthday.
She brought it over, and I was just
Nice.
sitting there
That
when
was
we
so
weren't on the
funny.
court. I was just sitting there with that big old cake, just eating it, spoon, not cutting it.
He likes German chocolate. And mama hooked him up. And I look over. I'm reffing a game, bro. I look over, and he's taking a fork to a whole cake. He ate half of it
Yeah.
before
And-
reffing a game.
But memorable wise game was just because I have so much respect for him as a coach. This was this past year as well. I did the Comanche and the Jim Ned playoff game in Coleman.
That's a big
And
game.
it was me, Corey James. Big shout out to Corey James.
Hey,
That's my guy.
That's our sponsor.
Get your
And,
insurance from him.
Insurance.
And big shout out to Chris Cardenas as well. And I
Mhm.
remember that gym just being so packed. And one of the reasons why that game is so memorable, both coaches asked for me. And I
Oh,
felt like,
that's a big deal.
because I have a lot of respect for the coach Salinas from Comanche, and I have a lot of respect for Cooley as well, Coach Cooley. So for them to ask for me, I
That's an honor.
appreciated
That's
that,
cool.
and
That's an
I
honor.
took it as an honor. I went down there. Me and Corey rode up there together, met Chris. It was just a good time. We came back up here, tore down some chicken wings. It was a good time.
Yeah,
and it was
buddy.
a good game,
Well-
even though the score didn't show it.
Yeah.
The atmosphere of that game was crazy. It was standing room only as well. And it just kind of got better from there because we
Good.
had this game and then we had the San Marcos game.
Good.
Well, we certainly miss you in Abilene, Texas. San
Very much.
Antonio's got a great one.
Very much miss you.
Don't lose the glasses,
Nah, never.
but lose the beard.
Yeah, unfortunately got to go back to work next week, so I got to cut the beard.
See,
know.
I lose the beard.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
So
I usually keep the
I
beard.
haven't
but-
grown facial hair. I joined the Air Force 17 years ago. I remember the day before I went down to MEPS, which where you go get processed before you go to basic. I remember I had a little bit of just a little, connect type facial hair. I shaved that off, and I haven't grown facial hair. So now since I've been on leave, on vacation essentially because of the baby, I started growing it, and I was like, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
keep it till I go back to work.
Good.
But hey, fellas, thank you
Yeah.
for having me, man.
Yep. No, man, we appreciate you being here, and y'all, we appreciate y'all watching. And other than that, Caleb, where can they find us again? I always
Spotify,
forget.
Apple, and YouTube.
And then we
every
got-
Tuesday, 6 a.m.
And catch us on social media as well. We love y'all. We love you.
This has been Rule the Court, the podcast. Thanks for joining Brandon Porter and Caleb Smith as they break down the stripes and stories from behind the game. Catch us next time for more takes from the best view in the gym. Until then, stay sharp, stay humble, and rule the court.